guys, it's Jouelzy and I am back with another Behind the Valencia filter. This time I'm here with an old friend. Well, I'm always here with an old friend, but it's another old friend, Devon. What I used to know him as Devon Springsteen. He now goes by Devon Harris. We know each other from my time at Good Music, where he helped start Good Music, and he was also a producer, but I'll let him explain all that stuff about him. And this is actually going to be slightly different because Devon is someone who worked in an industry that is highly lauded and very visible in the pop star lifestyle, even though he has never quite been that person. And he has left to pursue some, paths less traveled for people of color, specifically entering into the tech startup world where there's not many people that look like us. And so if he scoots a little bit more over this way, so I'm not always blocking his face.
My name is Devon. A lot of people know me as a producer. Started producing with John Legend and Kanye West and Britney Spears and Common. And more recently, I've started an interactive video technology company called Adventure. And that's what's mainly taking up my time now.
What made you interested in entering into the tech industry?
Okay, so I guess I'll give the story kind of how this came to be, what was the genesis, and then kind of what made me really propel to see the opportunity. Mm-hmm. So I had a band that was signed to me called Riot in Paris, and we put out a video which you can find on YouTube for the song Attack of the 5-Foot Hipster. And this was, as far as I know, the first interactive Choose Your Own Adventure music video. This was about 3.5 years ago. Now there's tons of videos having annotations, whatever. What was really interesting was that we made a linear, regular version where you couldn't make choices. Then we had one where you couldn't make choices. And they had the exact same music for each one. And so we would see on the linear version, the responses were lukewarm, right? Like, this song is okay, whatever. And the interactive one, exact same song, same visual content, except you're picking what happens next. This song is amazing. These guys are going to be huge. So that difference really stood out to us. Then all these media companies started approaching me saying, we need that technology for our own stuff. And they had the exact same kind of reasoning. So
in deciding that you wanted to enter into the startup or start your own tech firm, kind of what is the research that you do, and like what is preparation that you would recommend really is poignant for one to do before they jump full swing into the startup?
I think it's a matter of really finding out, is there a market for what you want to do? So I spent a lot of time researching to find that out. And then do you really have the skill set to offer that? You're just doing kind of standard business research, really, and then a gut check on whether you really want to devote the next few years of your life to whatever it is.
What do you think that a realistic time commitment is for someone?
I think 1 to 2 years is probably what you would need to find out if it's maybe something that could reasonably work.
What is your firm, Adventure, what is it about?
Okay, so Adventure, if you go to adventure.tv, adventr.tv, you'll see some videos on there. For example, there's a John Legend video where he's teaching you how to play All of Me on the piano, and then you literally play the piano on the video with him in real time. And the video is responding to it.
I tried it and I couldn't get past the first 2 notes.
Okay.
I really was like trying to play the piano and I was just like, I give up. Just sing the song.
Right. So, but it's interesting, and the real point of it is really just to show you the possibilities of what you can do with video. It doesn't have to be a one-way data stream, right? You can go. It should be responsive like the rest of the internet is. So what we have is a platform where anyone can log on and create responsive, interactive video.
So let's get more into kind of your background.
Yeah.
So for someone who had a direct into an industry that a lot of people kind of, glamorize and fantasize about, like you're in the know with a lot of people that are very kind of worshipped in a sense. Mm-hmm. Why would you walk away from something like that where you had direct access to?
I mean, I still work with a lot of these guys, but the question is really like, what is your legacy? Like for me, what is your legacy, and how are you going to make the most money possible too, right? And I don't think it's through selling music, and I think my skill set lends itself to a lot bigger opportunities than writing songs.
You know, but why not just ride out in the entourage, right? According to Instagram, the entourage is living a fabulous life. So, you know, why not just hop on the bandwagon?
If I knew Kanye was going to be as big as he is, maybe I would have done...
Y'all are related though, right?
Yes.
Okay, well he's blood, so you can always still find... I mean, you produced a song for him that won a Grammy. When
Yes.
like the upswing, right?
Yeah.
You had every opportunity to be the bandwagon person because essentially you kind of... You made the back wheels of the bandwagon. So you could have rode it literally till the wheels fell off. Why not?
I think there are people that do ride the bandwagon and may not have other options or abilities. I really think pretty highly of myself and my capabilities. So I fully think that Adventure or something else I could run could be a multi-billion-dollar company. So that is the excitement. That's what I'm going after, is that, like, being at someone's beck and call isn't what I'm really built for.
What do you think about kind of this age of social media where a lot of people perpetuate a certain lifestyle? Everyone kind of wants to fit into this mold that, you know, for lack of a better example, kind of like, you know, like people want to be like the Kim Kardashians. Like they want the large following. They want to really have this look and this physique, and so they try to perpetuate this lifestyle on social media. And you're not really too big on posting a whole lot of stuff.
But no, I'm just trying to do me. Like, I don't have a lot of time to like talk about people who are doing things. I'm doing things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at it.
What do you think are some of the complications for people of color entering into the tech space?
At an early stage, when you're starting up a company and there's lots of questions to be answered, there's not a lot of information. We go off of guesses. We go off of whatever small references that we have. And when you're of color, there's not a lot of references to base your stature on or your potential. So when I go into meetings, and I got multiple degrees, and I know these people, and I've helped make this money, but with little information, you as an investor, or even as a customer or whatever, you haven't seen people that look like me win. So it's hard to make up in your head, I believe, this image of me, or whoever looks like me, winning, when Mark Zuckerberg is the more kind of accepted paradigm for what a tech winner looks like. I got, because again, like working with Kanye, when years ago when he stepped in the room with the pink polo shirt or whatever, people was like, that's not what a rapper looks like, right? So it's the same conversation. It's the same conversation, but you just gotta make stuff look like magic, right? So we're up here. We're about to close deals with some of the biggest entertainment companies in the country. It's just me and my partner doing tech integrations for these big companies. So, you know, I think if we look like other more accepted persons, we probably would get further quicker. That doesn't mean we can't get where we're going.
So I want to talk about one other thing. You were talking about earlier that so last time I talked to you a few years ago, you were, upon finishing your MBA, you were going to publish a book.
Yeah.
But I kind of want you to give, because I think this is a good example of even when you feel like you're not at a level to accomplish something, is being able to have discernment that you're not at that level and then finding a way to get to that level versus completely leaving something alone. So I would love for you to kind of address what happened with you publishing a book.
Yeah, so what we talked about is a book that I started writing at Columbia Business School with a professor there, Professor Schmidt. And they wanted to call it Everything I Didn't Learn in B School, I Learned from Kanye West. And the basic sentiment of the book is there's certain things that they teach you in business school, a certain kind of classic business theory that in my work, in the pop culture world and in the music business, and especially with Mr. West, a lot of these paradigms are falling. So this is the way in marketing class they teach you every market, and more competitors come into that market, and the price goes down until there's no profit to be had in that market. Where when we came into the game with these new artists, we priced everything higher off top, just so you know that it's that it's a premium priced, it's a premium level product, right? Then we put in more higher design. We put in digital stuff into the CDs when they have CDs. So
it's so sad that we don't have CDs anymore.
Right. And then then we say, what does Southwest Airlines do in this situation, etc. Anyways, I wasn't happy with the writing of it. I didn't think that the tone was coming through the way I want, like very informed but still
cool.
Yeah. So I took a step back and I started writing for blogs just to get my tone together. And so I was writing for Sound Control, started writing for Quartz. So it was interesting. The last thing I wrote for Quartz is actually a chapter from the book that I shrunk down. And I worked on the tone. I think I finally am getting a groove for it. So that last thing I put out, a lot of people were responding to it, different, which is about like records, about like vinyl records.
Yeah.
And then different venture investor, people from Google are like reblogging it on their own blogs.
I didn't feel like my writing wasn't good enough to publish a book. I just didn't know that anyone would read it, and so I went back, I started my own blog, and I repurposed some of the stories for other blogs. And so when I got, people sending me emails, people reading it and enjoying it and connecting with it, then it was like, oh, okay, then I can do this, and I know how to now do it. So it's not always about going out about something and immediately being able to like hit the ground running and just take off. It is about kind of being able to self-evaluate and realize what your weaknesses are and, strengthen your weaknesses essentially. I guess we were going to ask, so how was it recording Diamonds Are Forever?
Yeah, so that's a song I produced for Kanye.
Even though this is totally not BTPF or whatever. You're still a smart brown guy. You have a degree from... So this is how I know. So Devo went to University of Pennsylvania for undergrad. And your roommate, before my character,
It was John Stevens.
Your roommate was John Stevens. I remember meeting him when he was still John Stevens, thinking he was very arrogant.
Really?
Yeah, he performed with Kanye at GW for Spring Fest. And I went up to him because I had no clue who he was, and he had played a Lauryn Hill song. And so all I knew is this man is going far because he did a song for Lauryn Hill.
Right.
I don't even remember what I said, but he just looked at me like I was cross-eyed. Like, he just looked at me like, oh, you are not cute enough to talk to me right now. Stay blessed, girl. And I was like, ooh, you in this white-skin behavior. Okay.
I'm sure that was not what was going through his head. Yeah. John's super cool. John, besides the fact he's one of my best friends, he's an investor in adventure. But anyways, John, when I started working with Kanye, helping him kind of get his company together, I'm like, we got to sign some artists. Let's sign my roommate. I signed John. We changed his name from John Stevens to John Legend, and that's...
It's all history.
Yeah.
He's cool in my book now because I like Chrissy a lot. And I really love their relationship. It's a very nice balance.
Yeah. I was in their wedding, actually.
I didn't see you in the pictures.
I'm in the pictures.
I have to re-look.
You gotta look.
You didn't post them on Instagram.
I didn't? Maybe
no, so you be tripping. You don't be stunting. You can stunt it real hard.
I should have. I'm gonna do that today. If I didn't put it up there, it will be there.
Just stunt extra hard on Instagram with the pictures.
But yeah, Stevie Wonder performed at the wedding. It's crazy. John performed All of Me.
I love that song. Like, it's just a beautiful song.
That's his first #1 song.
Really? Never.
That's his biggest song by far of his career. Number one.
I thought he had #1 from Get Lifted.
No. I mean... What's
the one,
Green Light was pretty big.
No.
Ordinary People was decently big.
Ordinary People, that wasn't the #1?
That was not... That wasn't... That was maybe in top 40, maybe.
Oh, that's like the... Every black person knows where it's all that.
Yeah. Ordinary People.
I'm saying, but that is interesting. You have all this kind of... You were there at the pinnacle. Why not stick around and ride the bandwagon out?
Why not do it again?
On your own terms.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. As always, there'll be a blog post with more information. All his details will be down below. And if there's somebody... I know you guys have been asking for more STEM people, so I will get back into that. I have a homegirl who's a scientist, and she has flat out been giving me a hard time sooner about doing this, but I'm sure there's a ton of women that could be inspired by her, so hopefully, or people in general, not just women, so hopefully that'll be my next step one. But I hope you learned something. I hope this was insightful. Let me know. Deuces.